And good morning. How are you? How are you today? Beautiful day. So, have you ever struggled to get motivated in your business? Have you ever wanted to know how to motivate both yourself and maybe some others, and how this can impact how your environment can impact how your business takes place? So, I'm going to share 6 tips with you how to stay on track and to get more motivation and to get more action and get unstuck. So welcome. And if you're joining me live, please say hello and tell me where you're coming from. I'd love to shout out to you, whether you're on live or you're on the replay. So please join in the conversation down below. And if we haven't met before, my name is Dodd, and I'm here to inspire, encourage, train, and share with you my journey on bringing business online and just motivating others to share their experiences and just have a community of like-minded people here to share how they're bringing their business online so that you don't have to chase after anybody. Instead, have people attracted to you, raise their hand and ask how you're doing it and join you that way. So welcome. So today is about getting motivated and unstuck. So do you ever have bad days? I'm sure you do. We all do. So how do you get over that? How do you get over that being stuck? And also, how do you motivate others? Whether it's people to join your team, to opt in, whatever it is. We want those results, but some days we just don't feel motivated. We can have the time and the list of things to do, but we just can't get ourselves into action. Have you ever been there? I know I certainly have, and it happens, and then other days we can be really motivated, but we have some other commitments that we're already committed to, and so that we don't have the time, right? So what is it that keeps us unmotivated when we do have the time? Is it our environment, our distractions? Because often, this just happens, okay, we've got the time, maybe we have too much time. They say, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. So that person is always in motion, always the wheels are turning. So is it, when we slow down, that it's hard to get moving again? That could be, you come back from holidays or, having a weekend off, and then it's just like Monday morning, it's hard to get going again. So what about you? Where are you with that? Does this happen to you? Does this sound familiar? So what is it that keeps us stuck? It can also be, of course, in our mind. Of course, this is Mindful Monday, so it has a lot to do about mindset. Is it the fear of rejection? We can also be in overwhelm, too many things to do, and you're going, okay, I don't know what to do. What is it that I do next? Or fear of failure. There's a judgment issue. Also, it can just be exhaustion. I've certainly been there. You're just so tired. I just can't keep going. Or you're not seeing any results. So you figure, okay, well, what's the use? Or maybe it can be confusion. I don't know where to start. Oops, my phone's going off. Sorry about that. Have to... sorry about that. I got a phone call. Usually don't get a phone call this time. Well, this is real life. Sorry about that. Or it could be a lack of focus. What do you do next? What's your priority? Or a lack of confidence. Oh no, it's gone again. Oh dear, I'm gonna have to put it. Sorry about that. Phone call during my live. Oh dear. Oops. Oh, good morning, Katrine. Great to catch you live. Thanks for joining me. I just got two phone calls as I'm trying to go live here. Uh, okay, and so uh, also being distracted. There you go, getting a phone call as you're trying to do a live. Now that's distraction, perfect timing for that. Yes, distractions, things come up, and so you got to turn off the phone right before you go live. That would be number one. Um, or out of your comfort zone, so feeling a little bit uncomfortable, that could keep you stuck. So like your phone tune, like your phone tune. Yes, it's yeah. I think I have it set different ones for different people, so that's very handy. But this one is an unknown one, so don't know what it is. So I love this quote from Tony Robbins is stop being afraid of what could go wrong, start being excited about what could go right. Now, that's a great one in when you think about it, but it's hard to put into practice because I tend to think about all the things that could go wrong. So how do we allow ourselves to be distracted? So if, for example, at home, you could have a whole list of things to do, but instead of doing that, you do the laundry or the kitchen's a mess, so you clean up the kitchen and that kind of thing. So, how does that work? Can you, focus on something, or do you get distracted? And how easy is it to be distracted? It could be kids, the phone ringing, scrolling through Facebook, the dog, you get a message that ping that a message has come in. So you feel obligated to, check that message and that kind of thing, chores or whatever it is, so you're easily distracted. So if you're easily distracted, what about your prospects or the people that you're talking to? So it's the same thing. You want to stay motivated in your business, and you also want your prospects to stay motivated. So you need to set yourself up for success, and typically this is the space around us. Are you making the time and the space to work on your business and to focus and not multitask like I was just doing, so we need to have, a nice quiet space and time. So, so that we don't have to multitask. So it's our environment. Like if you're working in your living room and the TV is there, are you tempted to turn on the TV or pick up a book or, talk to somebody that comes into the room and that kind of thing? Because that's where your body is used to relaxing. So our mind starts to wander to things to, I want to finish that book, or things that you want to do. I want to, replant that plant or whatever it is. And then you might put things off until tomorrow. So Shane says, distractions come up all the time and it can be hard to be focused. Exactly. Yes. So it's important to have that time and the space. Hopefully maybe there's a door that you can close, and that can just, that turning off the visual can certainly help. And it's where we feel that we want to relax. Like if we're on a couch, then our body tells us that we're relaxing. So often our choices are not what our choices, but where they are made. Like we need that space to work. So, for example, in a grocery store, they purposely put things in the middle shelves, and the less, I think some of the companies pay more to have things put in the middle shelves where it's easy at, shoulder height kind of thing, rather than the top or the bottom. So it's, or by the checkout. all these things are important. It's those triggers. We have these triggers. Katrine says, when I need to focus, I turn off all the electronic gadgets and try to be in a dedicated room. Yes, exactly. I have an office, and luckily I can shut the door, and so I'm kind of focused right in. My only distraction is a window and birds coming to the feeder outside. But so absolutely, because it's our environment that is makes a huge difference. Yeah, so many times when you're hungry, you want to eat healthy, but you're in a rush, and so you don't have that time to make a salad. So you end up grabbing something quick and maybe not as healthy. So it's that same kind of thing. It's that environment and the effect of the environment. So our environment can literally shape our behavior. And so this is key. We can be, so we should be super invested in, also our digital environment. How many times have you left home without your phone and you go into an absolute panic, right? So we're so in tune to having things at our fingertips that we want to have it right there at our fingertips. So this kind of leads right into, we tend to do things, that we are constantly seeing. So people buy into things that we're constantly seeing, like in the grocery store, on the shelves, and on our phone. If we constantly see things, then that can trigger us into a behavior. And this is key. So going back to our business, how often are your prospects seeing you? How easy is it for your prospects to see you and to be reminded, be triggered, and contact you? So is it easy for them to join or to buy or to see things and to get value from it? So, what might you do differently so that you can show up for your prospects and that they'll be triggered by their environment? So for example, I'm trying very hard now to be right on at 9 o'clock. I used to be, maybe 8:30 to 9:30 or whenever it kind of fit in. And now I have it scheduled and I have to be here right at 9 a.m. So that's my new change now, to be triggered by, time, and so that I can show up at a certain time. And I'm setting up a different environment for myself so that I'm ready and prepared and it's easier for me. So I'm going to take a picture of my new setup after this on my phone that's not ringing. So the trigger is, the relationship that you're developing, with certain things. Like, again, another example would be like in the movie theater, when you go in there and you smell popcorn, and so you want to buy some popcorn and sit down and relax. So you be the trigger for your prospects so that they see you, as a trigger to do something, or a trigger to take action and to comment or to watch a live and that kind of thing. And so to have that visual clue and that time of day and that consistency. So put yourself in a place where they can absolutely see you. So then I have some very quick 6 tips. I know I've been kind of going on for a bit here. So I have 6 quick tips for you just to kind of help you really take this into more action and traction. So the first one is to set an intention, to really be aware of, what your environment and your tasks that you want to do each day, either a day or week or month, and set that up. And how are you going to do that? And what's the best way to, get rid of the distractions and set that attention? And then evaluate your environment. Like, I've had this vision to set this up so that it's easier for me. And it finally happened this weekend and this morning. And so I'm quite happy with this, that then I can just come to this spot and do my live. So setting up a space for yourself so that you're not distracted, by people coming by, social media, turning off your phone and that kind of thing, and not getting stuck on, scrolling through Facebook. And then prioritize your tasks. What's the most important thing? Being consistent and being there for your people and really being on time, which is something that I'm working on. And setting, number 4 is setting boundaries, with your family, your spouse, your partner, your kids, setting up that expectation that you have a certain amount of time, which is kind of rolling into number 5, is, having that time set aside, that you have that 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever it is without distractions, so that you can do it. And setting a timer, or just, kind of knowing that you have until a certain time to do something, is often motivating for me, because then I think, okay, well, I really wanted to get outside this afternoon and work in the garden. So I'm going to work until, 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or whatever it is. And so, okay, I only have a certain amount of time, so I better get going here. And this is what I need to do. And then I will reward myself later on. And then, so the last one, of course, is evaluate. Is what you're doing working? And or what did you get done today? And just knowing that you can tick things off, it feels so good to say, okay, well, I did actually get things done today, and I've checked things off my list. So now I feel good, and I'm going to reward myself with, doing my enjoyable tasks, or, having some fun getting outside, or whatever it is. So that's it for me today. Those are my tips. I hope you have found something. And so what have you gotten out of this so far? And what might you do to set yourself up to be motivated? Let me know down below kind of what you've gotten from this and what ideas you have. And, what are you going to do now? So what's your takeaway? What's something that you can implement right now? Setting up that environment, being aware that your environment is the key, that, being aware of those triggers. So have that list of things that you can do, or whatever it is that will inspire you to take action. So I look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday at 9 a.m. and stay tuned for that. And until then, have a wonderful day and take care. Bye for now.